I'm joined on the line by the WITS Radio Academy's Elna Schutz. We're going to talk today about this week's episode of The Science Inside, a very, very interesting topic and certainly one that's captured the attention of the world. It's all got to do with the Germanwings flight that crashed in the French Alps. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
Now, this really is a story that captured all our attention, and a really devastating story too. It must have been a tricky subject matter to deal with.
Yes, definitely. I think especially because we all get into planes. It's something that we all interact with, and I think a lot of us don't really think about the pilot, and especially the pilot psychology. It's not something that is so in forefront of our minds, but this story has really highlighted it. So we wanted to look into that and to spend some time on the psychology of pilots, because they are human after all.
In fact, I think a lot of us almost have a godlike idea of the people piloting our airplanes, and they're human beings, some of them who have struggled through mental illness, like in the case of the Germanwings pilot. So tell us what you discovered about the psychology of flying an airplane.
So we spoke to an industrial psychologist named Andrew Thatcher from the WITS University Psychology Department, and he sort of outlined to us, just basically, as you said, that human pilots are human too, and they struggle with all kinds of psychological stresses. But the good news is there is a certain kind of person, a certain kind of psychological profile that is best suited to be a pilot. So some people are better being pilots, and there is a bunch of assessment around it. But the scary thing is the assessment in South Africa and worldwide isn't half as much as I, as a traveling passenger, would expect.
What else did you discover during the show?
So we also wanted to go into the mechanics a little bit. So we spoke to Michael Boo, who is a lecturer in mechanical, industrial, and aeronautical engineering. And he kind of told us about how planes are built. Is it really as safe as we think it is? And the good news is yes. They've gotten pretty far in terms of safety, and most of the things that happen to planes when it isn't the pilot is in takeoff and landing. So it's more a case of there might be an obstruction or an animal on the runway, that kind of thing. But planes itself are engineered quite well.
Elna, after having gotten yourself stuck into the subject matter and researched it, are you a more satisfied flyer, or are you more nervous? Because often when you research a topic, it sometimes makes us journos a little more paranoid.
That is true, and I thought after this, oh gosh, how am I going to get into a plane again? I think mechanically I'm quite satisfied, but it does bother me personally quite a lot that pilots in South Africa and the world don't get as much psychological support as I would want. The assessment is usually 5 minutes, and they kind of say to you, are you depressed? Okay, wonderful, that kind of thing. So I would really hope that this kind of incident makes the aviation industry react and say, we need to do more and really pay attention not just to the mechanics and the bodies of pilots, but to their minds.
Elna, where can our viewers interact with the WITS Radio Academy and the Science Inside online? How can we follow you, and how can we let you know what we think about this episode?
Definitely. We always love hearing from you, especially because we have a question of the week every week that sort of pertains to the topic. But the best place to find us is the Science Inside, on Facebook. But generally during the show, you interact with us through the radio station, which is at Bow FM on Twitter and Facebook. But it's all up there. Just Google us, you'll find us immediately. And you can obviously subscribe on iTunes, the whole shebang.
That's Elna Schutz from the WITS Radio Academy. You can listen to the full episode of The Science Inside below this video, and do let us know in the comment section below, are you a happy or nervous flyer? Elna, till next time, thank you so much.
Thank you.